Anyway, guys, it's Scarlett in the left side up against a 4K Protoss player who said, I could be Diamond 1 with Protoss, but I'm going to pick my Diamond 3 Zerg instead. A very interesting choice. Thinks they have a better chance with Zerg. Scarlett was rotating through the races in the load screen, and then right on 6 seconds, it locks in your race at 5 seconds on the countdown, for those who don't know. So it got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. She went, swap to Protoss. She's coming over, making sure they can't expand. She's got a low ground gateway. Now, that's not a very quick gateway. So she prioritized returning minerals after getting 5 extra minerals in from that probe. Means her gate's late. Means she's kind of committed to the Nexus. There would be no reason to go Cybercore before Nexus in this case. I mean, she could do it, but I would criticize it. Oh! Oh! Smackdown! Let's hear her thoughts.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw that. That's what she's like. Nobody saw that. The classic streamer response. Great move by May on fire. Gets the surround on the worker, kills it. Scar's like, nobody saw that. Now, I've been saying for the last 6 months, I have been saying over and over again. Oh, she also messed up her Cybercore placement, so that's a pretty big choke point. But like Hero, he always sends his probe through the mineral line, and he even mines the minerals from inside their mineral line, and I'm like, that is just asking to get killed. And people are like, no, it's a bait. He's got 2 quick reactions. And I'm like, no one has tested him on it in so long. I guarantee any pro out there who's playing Hero, if you just A-move your drones or SCVs, you will kill that probe. I guarantee it. To 80% probability. Not 100%, 80%. The first few times it happens to him, I reckon you'll get it. And then he won't let it happen to him anymore. But yeah, I think it's actually something where people forget just how often you can do that. I think in PvP as well, if you can get rid of their probe scout, it's so huge. She has to send another scout just to make sure that link speed isn't that quick. She says, okay, link speed's not started, therefore it can't be a super fast link flood. Does mine that last little bit, and still not starting link speed. May on fire, interesting, goes for a 3rd hatchery. The thing is, she's only making a Zealot and a Robo. Is she gonna 5-gate him? She's chronoing probe, so I actually think she's probably gonna go... Oh, she's on 1 gas. She's gonna 7-gate! At least 5 or 6-gate, guys. This is a 1 gas build. She might go 1 Immortal. I think she's gonna go 1 Immortal. Yeah, she's getting 100 gas for an Immortal. She's gonna do the Immortal Slow Zealot build. Oh no, it's the Immortal Slow Zealot build! Okay, Hass's favorite build. Notice how she hasn't mined a single bit of extra gas. After that, she makes a Warp Prism. She's going to start making tons of extra gateways now. So she's going to go probably 6 gates, maybe 7 or 8 gates. The idea is you have 1 Immortal and a pack of Slow Zealots and literally nothing else. Her Zealot goes across the map just to try and distract her opponent there, get his attention looking at her. Mass Zergling doesn't do well versus this because Mass Zealots just do so good. This is such a dirty build. Let's go to his camera. Does he see it? There's a big gateway explosion. He's only droning. He's got to stop droning right now. She's already stopped building workers at 32. He's building 3 overlords. May, I don't know if it's a he or a she. Either way, May. We're on May's camera. May, look at the Roach Warren. Not at the front. You don't want to build it at the front. It'll get killed so quickly by the Zealot Immortal. Oh no. May, I don't know if May realizes that there's 8 gateways coming in. Okay, May should be doing nothing but build roaches, but there's only 1 gas. There's only 1 gas and there's no gas mining. Only Justice put back on gas. Oh no! There's no way that May defends this. Mayday! Mayday! Ah! Try to build Zerglings and Queens. I mean, Lings do great versus the Immortal, but the Slow Zealots are like, hey, we don't care. And the Roach Warren is going to get focused down. When she sees that, I think she just clicks on it. I think she just clicks the Roach Warren, to be honest. We'll see. She might just go for the drones. And, okay, she's happy to get in there. Oh, man. If that prism goes down... May, click the prism, click the prism! May clicks the prism! Scarlett with a bit of a mistake there. But no, May does change targets there. The Zealots are destroying the Lings in the mineral line. It's a really good build order from Scarlett. It hits so early. You're not used to getting attacked here at like 420, 430. But, dude, the Spine Crawler just gets blasted by the Immortal. That Queen gets surrounded. 5 roaches, 16 Zerglings are on the way to defend this. You need to get a 2nd gas and start making roaches off a very low economy. Even though May was pretty low on the drones, didn't get up enough gas and roaches in time. You can see with these units up on top of the rally, look at that. The Zealots are all chasing those roaches down there. The roaches trying to hide, but there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They're like, ah! That's actually really good positioning, but May moves away from the choke point. That's a bit of a mistake. The Immortal comes down and says, hey, get out of here. The Zerglings go after the Immortal, but the Zealots should save the day. They're not an A move right now. Scarlett with a slight mistake there, but despite that, she is all over him. Zealots on that base as well, making sure it's going to be tough. Now, what Mei should do is build a drone here and try to escape. If Mei can get a drone out of these bases, can extend their life significantly. This is a beautiful build order from Scarlett. I know it looks disgustingly stupid, the mass slow zealot, but it's actually just ridiculous how powerful it is because it hits so damned fast. I've seen top pros die to this build because it just surprises you so much when it hits. The Immortal gets surrounded by the drones. A Transfuse going down. Mei fighting as hard as they can, but drones versus Zealots is a little bit like giving your children some toy lightsabers and telling them to fight a street person who has a rusty shiv, has like a piece of barbed wire wrapped around a bloody stick or something. And you're like, kids, go get him. Here's some toy lightsabers. And they're like, okay, are you sure that's going to work? And you're like, yeah, no, it's not. 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Scarlett getting a quick win under a build with a very, very dirty build. And that's a legit one I've seen many pros do. Haas always keeps this one in his build rotation. I don't think he's ever pulled it out. Maybe 1 in 12 PVZs. Haas just brings this build out and very regularly wins with it. That's Haas's favorite build, you know?
Yeah, I know. I gave this build, me and Rex showed this build to Australia, and then I lost to it against Australia in the Loser Bracket final at DreamHack a few days ago.
Oh shit, I didn't see that game. Oh my god. All right, what's she gonna pick? Protoss! She goes to Protoss at the last second, guys. All right, Scarlett bringing out her dirtiest trick. She swaps to Protoss at the last second. She says they get MAPHACKS. She's like, morals out the window. I don't care. I'm going to be a scumbag. I'm just going to pick Protoss at the last second. She's like, Terran, Zerg, Protoss, Terran, Zerg, Protoss. Which one will I pick? Keeping the opponent guessing. She's playing what mind games she can. She says, you get to see the whole map. You're a Diamond 1 player. Guess what? I am going to do anything I can to get an advantage. So we've got Scarlett in the left side of the map, the Protoss player. Shask in the right side. A Diamond 1 Terran from EU who is willing to try and survive. He's going to try and hold on against the power of Protoss. Now, I think why Protoss is such a good choice is because against Terran, Zealots and Warp Prisms bypass so many defenses. If you think about what does a Terran turtle up with, tanks, walls, cyclones, they all suck versus Zealots getting inside your base, beyond your wall. Now, obviously, planetaries do pretty well against that, but still, even then, planetaries, they one-shot Lings and Banes. They take like 5 shots to kill, or 4 or 5 shots to kill Zealots. So even with a planetary shooting you, you can run in with like 10 Zealots, shift-click most of the SCVs down, and then do well from there. So I do like the choice of Protoss versus Terran. Scarlett realized, like, you know, Zerg's really good if they can't see what you're doing, but if they can see what you're doing and they're smart enough, like, she's going to have to mass mutiling Bane or Swarm Host or something like that. There's no way to finish it quickly, but I think she has more hope that she can do that with Protoss. Now, what's interesting here is she's going to move forward with what appears to be a scout, but could also be a proxy. So it looks like she's just going to do a normal expand build for now. Notice she hasn't pulled anyone off minerals onto gas just yet, so she's not like rushing tech. She's just going to move down and take a Nexus. Shask, interestingly, is going to do a 1-Rax expand. Oh, wow. So Shask is going to actually play a 2-base turtle, at least. Now, keep in mind, there is a problem with this series. For anyone who's never watched a Holdout challenge, some of you who've watched before might be familiar with the Diamond Conundrum. Now, the Diamond Conundrum in the Holdout challenge is that when players are in Diamond or above, they are too much of a try-hard virgin who wants to do a proper build order, that they're incapable of adapting to the different rule set. So what do I mean by that? It means that because they've never felt the touch of, someone in a romantic manner, they're very, jokes aside, they just don't play to survive. They end up just playing a normal build order. They get surprised by an attack, they die, and they don't even wait for their buildings to be eliminated, and they just leave the game. And every time this happens, so many times, and we're always like, what are you doing? We're always like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what's going on right now that you would do this? And they're always like, ugh. And I'm like, once you had 2 bases up, why didn't you just wall off, build tanks, build turrets, and just never die? You know, and they're like, oh, I forgot. And then you have a Gold League Billy Bob who's just there, and he's like, hey, what's happening here, folks? And you're like, well, this player is so incompetent. They're playing with like 37 APM, and yet they actually play a strategy that makes sense. They wall off, they survive for 10, 15 minutes. They're having a bloody good time. It's awesome. Dot shouting in chat, holy mother of God. What's up, Dot? Dot in the chat, everyone hanging out. Jacob just tipped $1,000 for the tip goals? Whoa! For some reason, we do actually have the audio sounds turned off, but oh my God, Jacob, thank you so much. We'll do a massive shout out for that after this game. That's going to massively boost the prize pool for Pigfest. Oh my god, and unlock a whole bunch of things. We'll talk about that after this game, guys. Okay, she's going for 3 gases, guys. Oh, Scarlett's going to go Tempest Rush. Fleet Beacon's going to go down next, guys. It's going to be Fleet Beacon, 2 Stargate Tempest. No, she's going Robo. Disruptor Siege, maybe? We've already got a turret building behind the base here for Shask. Now, that's interesting. Building a turret on either side of the mineral line. Because the thing is, she's got an Oracle, and she could just fly to the north of the mineral line. But he does have a Cyclone, actually. So, yeah, he's pretty safe. I really feel like this is the sort of play where charge would be the easiest victory of her life. I actually really am starting to doubt Scarlett's cheese abilities, guys. I think she's playing a bit too try-hard right now. If she adapted and just played a charge lot prism build, she gets the win here. She almost loses the Oracle. Ooh, nasty start for Scarlett. Great defense. But this is what I was talking about at the start of this game. Why is Protoss good versus Terran? Because if Zealots get past this bunker, past this wall off, turrets, cyclones, like none of this stuff is good versus charge, right? It's appallingly bad. If you don't get up to lots of Hellions, lots of Widow Mines, or lots of Stim Bio, you can't deal with charge lots. But Scarlett's playing an incredibly tech-heavy style, and I really wonder how she's going to be able to exert pressure on her opponent. Did she cancel the Void Ray? Okay, she was building a Void Ray. She cancels it. She starts a 3rd base here. But oh, the Cyclone even going to pick off a Stalker? No, he goes too far. Can she punish? She can, but Shask also is going to get the Oracle. A Cyclone for an Oracle and a Stalker. Good trades. Shask right now bringing out the most try-hard play I've seen in a little while, and it's doing really well. He's building a 2nd Cyclone as well. I think he saw the Void Ray building, and he's still stuck in that mode. He's got to swap off those Cyclones soon, unless he's playing mech. Nope. It's Death Vision, so can't attack up cliffs or out of range either. Scarlett there with a question on how the mod works. She's like, can I make invisible units? Yeah, okay, just explaining that for Scarlett there. Sorry, probably should have explained that to her beforehand. But that's okay. She probably thought, oh, they can see everything. But it's Death Vision, so yeah, they shouldn't be able to see invisible units. Of course, they'll see them producing in terms of the tech going down and that sort of stuff, though. 2nd starport's on the way. Looks like Shask wants to play some sort of heavy air play. Hallucinated Void Ray does come through. He can see that it's a hallucination. I'm not sure if that's because it was in turret detection range or not. And Scarlett's playing Blink? Okay, well, Blink can be very effective at jumping on Cyclones and picking them off, but I really have to criticize the fact that she's not building Zealots, because Zealots can both be aggressive, but it's also a mineral-heavy economy. I think she could be on 4 bases, fully saturated, prisms darting in, warping in Zealots, and absolutely slaughtering him right now. And remember, you can't just float buildings to the corner of the map, so that's actually something which really does make a difference. Shask is going building armor, 2 more factories. I think he should make a planetary here. He really should just be walling off on 2 bases. I do like his turret placement. Notice it's pretty deep. So it's not going to stop the prism getting in, but it will stop it from warping in anywhere on the edges, right? You'd have to go so deep to actually warp in, at which point the Cyclones are there. Stalker Colossus is a very fragile army, though, that's very weak versus tanks. So as long as Shask keeps building tanks, Stalker Colossus is not going to do well here. So Scarlett... Now, I've always criticized Scarlett for the last 6 months about her being not as creative as, like, the Estrella-style players, who are real dirty masterminds. Those players are so creative in how they adapt to weird circumstances, whereas Scarlett, she's an optimization normie, you know, kind of like me as well. I'm pretty slow to adapt to challenges. So I wonder how she gets a kill move off this. I feel like Shask here, a Diamond 1 Terran player, yes, he is playing perfect strategy for this scenario. He's got 2 starports, so he's going to go Vikings to stop the Colossus, but that'll also stop Prisms getting in. And he's just going to be building tanks, just tanks and planetaries and Vikings. Now, you can outrange all of this with Disruptors. Disruptors outrange every single Terran unit, including siege tanks, if you use the edge of their range. So you can get 10 Disruptors and one-shot the planetary. But I think at this point, it feels like unless she can get a Prism in the back dropping some Zealots, she could really struggle. She's going to try and maybe blink up the cliff by the looks of it. Vikings are there. Colossus does do some spotting. High-sec auto-tracking is on the way. Scarlett running into a wall right now of these hackers. Now, keep in mind, guys, Scarlett might be happy to play a slower game. Oh, the blink up! The blink up! Oh, he doesn't have that many units. There's no planetary here. These tanks need to siege in a more conservative location. That turret really helping out, as did the Marines and the Cyclone. You can imagine, though, if she blinks in with like 15 Stalkers, he's trying to build a planetary here now, realizing how much trouble he's in. The natural is unassailable, though. That is an unassailable position. Uh-oh. Get out of there, Scarlett. She loses a Stalker. She's going to try and move in. Not a good move for her. Oh, no. Scarlett blinks in. I don't think she realized there was another tank to the north. Scarlett is getting hammered right now. She's getting shasked. Just like in a prison fight, some people bring shanks. This man brings a shask. He's going full shask on her. I don't even know what I'm saying, guys. I'm sorry. I get excited when people have weird names. That siege tank is doing a lot of damage. Can she take it out? She can, but there's another tank behind it. The Vikings are going to fall, but a lot of her stalkers are going to go down as well. I mean, she's keeping his supply pretty low, and this is creating a stressful situation for him. She is going to stop that planetary getting up. This is really big for Scarlett. She's got a 4th base up behind this. It looks like she has found the damage. And obviously, his tanks need to change their rally point. He needs to just create an anchor of siege tanks in this area behind the buildings. The Cyclone getting very low, but those Stalkers stumble forward and die. And her Immortals, unfortunately, on the low ground. If she could get those Immortals in range of the tanks, they will destroy them. She's not able to do that. Here we go. Siege tanks there. Viking comes forward. Stalker's going to blink up, but uh-oh, those tanks are in range now. Good tank positioning by Shask. He does need one covering the mineral line. Right now, she could rotate down to the south and get on in there. More Stalkers are coming across the map. She's looking to see if she can finish him before maybe 13 or 14 minutes, but with a full planetary tank complement on the natural, it's going to be hard to do that. He's moving forward. Oh, I like the way his tanks have moved forward. That tank going down is huge, though. Tries to repair. Oh, he gets the repair. The tank holds the position. Scarlett is going to have to back off at least a little bit. Now, this does at least deny gas mining. That's going to limit his tank production in the future. The Stalkers over there are getting shot by these tanks a little bit, but remember, he needs the spotting units for the vision. Viking comes forward. He's going to try and take out the Warp Prism. He's clicking on it, but oh, the Stalkers come in. The Prism does go down, but the Stalkers blink forward. The tank goes down. The other tanks will take out these Stalkers, but Stalkers from the right, Stalkers from the left, and the tanks are stuck in the middle. Oh, that's going to be it. She's finally broken his back. You know, some people say Brokeback Mountain was a great movie. This is Brokeback Terran Mountain. These two Terrans down here, it's a love story on either side of that planetary, and they are going to be there till death do them part, mate. That's actually not how that movie went at all. Great movie, by the way. I love that movie. But anyways, it was a much more depressing ending than that, Pig. There was definitely no death. I mean, it was. Anyways, no spoilers. Anyway, Stalker Colossus gonna try and just pick apart the main. I still think that planetary is gonna cause problems. If Shask puts the tanks behind the planetary, has repair, it's still gonna be very hard for her to bust in and overwhelm. She's trying to make Stargates right now to complement this. I mean, this was a Diamond 1 Terran, so let's be real. Diamond 1 Terran, probably one of the hardest sort of players to take down. I am convinced, though, that I do think... What do you guys think? Either like the charge build that I said, like 3-base charge lot prism would be amazing. I also think a parting 4-gate blink, even when someone sees it coming, if they're investing in turrets and all these like different, fancy things, I do think you'd be surprised how well you could do with that against these players. So Scarlett, though, of course, trying to get in here. She's still adjusting and adapting to the challenge. She gets the tanks down with the blink forward. That's what blink stalkers are so good for, just bypassing everything. The Zealots get on top. The Chadray with its prismatic alignment at full thick beam industries here for Scarlett, and she's going to take all this down. Very nicely done. To be fair, the other player was in platinum. This player's over 1,000 MMR higher, and yet, compared to the very first game that she played, only 2 minutes extra on the clock. That eBay goes down, and that, guys, is going to be 11 minutes, and oh, she's taking a while. She's searching for corners. 12 minutes. On the dot, 12 minutes for Shask. Congratulations. Survives for 12 minutes. Very intelligent. Shutting down the Oracle and stuff with the Cyclones, the bunker, the command centers. Great planetary setup, but fantastic ledge abuse by Scarlett. Getting her Stalker Colossus in and picking him apart. Not quite able to reinforce those tanks quick enough. Scarlett finishes him in 12 minutes. All right, let's get into it, guys. We got Echo Soldier in the top. All right, representing Alpha X, or actually Alpha B, because it's the community team of Alpha X, I believe, is what Alpha B is. X being the pro roster, B being the, hey, this is just the kind of fan community clan, right? The clan of players. Meanwhile, Shopify Rebellion's La Scarlett in the top left of the map. An absolute beast that she is. And I do wonder what sort of aggressive opening she goes for. She doesn't see a high ground plant. I'm like, oh, she sees a high ground plant. No, guys, Echo Soldier's the one with the MAPHACKS, not her. She is going to send a drone. Very good idea to get a drone over there, harassing, potentially building a hatchery inside the base. A very good way to kill them as well. And something which we'll see. Does she just go hatch first behind this? She sent the drone across reasonably early. Pool first. Okay. 17 pool opening. A very good way to open. 17 pool. because this gives you ultimate flexibility as the Zerg. It can still be super economic, but you can also just go very hard. No gas for her yet, though, which means she can't really go super all in. She gets over there. Echo Soldier says, wait, why did I just scout? Old habits die hard. And Mark Collector says the last guy scared a few times as well. The muscle memory, right? When you're like, he's like, wait, I can see through the fog of war. Oh no. Now, Echo Soldier's pulling probes to attack this. I actually don't think that's a good move. I think Echo Soldier could just wall off with a forge, take the in-base, be miles ahead. Scarlett, she's going to go Roach Warren here. She is actually committing hard to Ravager Ling. And the thing is, I think she's happy to just cancel this, rebuild it, cancel it, rebuild it. And even if she has to rally Ravagers across the map, she's going to be fine. She's even taking a second gas. One base Ravager Ling plus a proxy hatch. Ooh, Echo Soldier does go for the forge, though. Very nice move for him. He is saying, okay, all right, this actually seems scary. Let's go and do that. He may have looked through the fog. Let's go to Echo Soldier's camera. And let's see how much he's looking through the fog. We're going to cast this from Echo Soldier's point of view. Let's see how he uses the MAPHACKS. Okay, yeah, he's looking through the fog. He sees second gas, Roach Warren. He's like, oh, she's coming for me. The Zerglings as well. The Zerglings. Oh my god, Scarlett's running Zerglings. Scarlett's running Zerglings at me. Put the Zealot in choke. Put the Zealot in choke. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. He's hyperventilating in panic. Okay, battery goes down. No cannon just yet. I may be reading a little bit more into things that, let's be real, I'm pretty sure Echo Soldier actually has those feelings right now. If you're as big a part of the community as Echo Soldier is hanging out, you probably hero worship players like Scarlett all day long. Getting a chance to play against them, something which Echo Soldier probably thinks never would have happened. So is very excited, no doubt, to be here. Already Roach is popping at the front. 2 cannons and a battery will do pretty well. He's going to build a Robo, which is a really good move. And the Zealot there, yeah. He doesn't want to move out of the choke point. That's in battery overcharge range. The problem right now is those cannons aren't ready. Oh, okay, there we go. As the cannons finish, she's going to pull back, make Ravagers. That Overlord does need to survive. She's got a backup one. Both of those can provide high ground vision. And I think she'll probably try and siege down the cannon first of all, though she could go for like the gateway or something like that. Ooh, takes a few hits from the cannon. Bit of a mistake for Scarlett. She's going to keep just massing Ravagers from this base, no doubt. That Stalker on the high ground doing pretty well. These Ravagers on the left side do come in from a bit of a weird angle, but she's got very good Overlord placement. Remember, they are one of the highest vision units in the game. He's chronoing another Stalker is Echo Soldier, but that does mean he's not able to use battery overcharge. One of the biggest mistakes Protoss players make in these positions is they stop chrono boosting. They chrono boost too much, so they can't battery overcharge. The cannons are going to go down. The Ravager's sieging. And oh, this is tough. This is tough. Uh-oh, that's going to get deep out. Now, the one good thing about this wall is Ravagers can't fit through there. Ravagers haven't dieted in years. Echo Soldier floating 800 minerals. He's got to start building more. He should just be building layers of cannons and batteries back here, but he's frozen up right now. He's so panicked. He's not building Immortals. He's not building Stalkers. He's just microing his Stalkers and freaking out and panicking. I told you he's so excited. Now he builds 3 cannons, but he accidentally cancels it, realizing he's supply blocked. Oh, no. The pressure, the panic, you know, the speed and the pace that these pros bring, it is hard to handle. And Scarlett says, destroying Protoss players, easy. Absolutely easy. Gets in there, starts biling his bloody face off. And Echo Soldier, I think a pretty good start to things, but right from the start, goes for a Worker Scout that was completely unnecessary and does end up costing him. I'm wondering if there was a free-to-play RPG I could play on mobile. Or PC. Oh my, is there... Use code... Is Scarlett doing the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship right now, guys? We've already finished our one. Is she doing one right now on stream? I know she's streaming right now. If she is, make sure you guys go help her out. Make a new account and go do it. Oh, she's got to finish these buildings off. You didn't cheese the other people. Why me? You're not Terran. Oh no. Oh no. The Roach Ravager is going to clean up these last buildings. She's taking a while though to do it. She's scouting everywhere. He never snuck a probe out, so she says you can't cheese a Terran. You wouldn't cheese a Terran. 5 minutes, 34 seconds. Not too bad for Echo Soldier, but very well done by Scarlett. I like the flexibility of that hatchery on the front. Zergan's coming across, committing to the Ravagerling. It's one of the harder builds to stop, and with the forward hatchery, even if he gets an air unit out, she can build a few queens from that hatchery and potentially spores. So there's a lot of flexibility with that push. Really good one-size-fits-all setup to force a Protoss player out of the game unless they have very high-level responses. Well played, Scarlett. All right, guys, we're going into Scarlett versus Brainless up and next. Brainless picking Terran here, 3150 MMR up against Scarlett. Now, it is actually red shift. There is a gold base here for both players, but they can just walk up and attack your mining from behind. So taking the gold base is incredibly risky and hard to defend. Also, because there's no ramp there, they can just like blink across. They can even phase workers through the minerals to kill you. There's all sorts of dirty things they can do. It's a very weird map. Let's see. We've got Brainless in the top left representing my clan. Taste the bacon. That's me floating next to the command center. Much like a futuristic dictator, I look down on the SCVs and occasionally whip them if they're not mining minerals fast enough. I'm a good guy. What can I say? Down here at the bottom left, we've got Scarlett. She is playing Protoss, representing, of course, her team, the Shopify Rebellion. Perfect match for her. She lives near the headquarters, I believe, right? I think she's near Toronto or in there. Somewhere in the great Canadian state of America. And she is going to be going for a pylon gate here. Now, Brainless is a very clever player, not the fastest player, but he likes his organized build orders. Will he be able to adapt with the constant flow of information, being able to look at what she's doing? And does he try to take the gold base and defend it with like siege tanks or something like that? Because it could work pretty well. Now, of course, Scarlett is in Korea, playing these games on the US West server, so she has a little bit of ping, but I don't think that really matters too much. There's not too much fancy reactive micro that has to be done. It's quite a beautiful map redshift in terms of like the red trees and the white snow. But this was during the age of every map having kind of cool little stylistic choices with the map colors, but it was also barren. And I used to get really mad. There was many ones in a row where I was like, really? You just got a shitty vulture bird in Urubu? That's the most exciting thing. The rest is a bloody barren wasteland. I used to shout a lot about how, you know, it's not a crime to have trees and grass on your map. Like, you can do that. And every map maker was like, no, we only like barren landscapes with some highlights. And I was like, stop! But finally, recently, we've had maps like Waterfall, which bucked the trend and showed all sorts of beauty on it. Scarlett's going for the gold base and a second gas after. So she's going to use that gold base. Ooh, my. Brainless going for the quick factory. He's going to go engineering bay. Why? Because he's already going orbital, so he can't make this into a planetary. So I don't know what the engineering bay is for. Maybe he's expecting a Stargate or something like that. He's going to send a Reaper across the map. Dancing with a Reaper versus a Protoss player, pretty risky, but at least it'll allow him to hunt down her probe. So I think that's part of the reason why is he's like, hey, I can harass those minerals. And he could also jump up here. So it's really hard. She's going to have to just stand her Stalker in the mineral line. She can't really go to the outside. Nice recall for Scarlett. She does save that probe. Luckiest probe in the world there. Very few Protoss generals think a recall is worth it. But at the early game, why the hell not? Robo on the way for Scarlett. So she's going to go Robo here up against what appears to be a reactor, factory with a tech lab, and a starport. And he's going to go for a second barracks. Oh, is he going to play just one base, like tank stim bio? Okay, this is an interesting start. We haven't seen someone play bio just in a very defensive manner yet, right? And it's not a bad way to play. It's kind of hard for the opponent to break through. You get a tank or two, you make lots of bio, that could be great. He's getting +1 weapons. He's doing this just to trigger me. You guys 100% know Maxan heard me making fun of the +1 upgrade earlier, and he's like, I'm going to show you it's worth it. You can't even afford Marines because you're supply blocked because you spent your money on a stupid upgrade. You are so dumb. You are literally brainless, Maxan. I hope you're watching this VOD back in the future and hearing me make fun of you, because Maxan's a mate, and he's just doing this to trigger me. He's not doing this because he thinks it's the best strategy. He's doing it to annoy me, and it's annoying me. It's very successful. The Stalker is there. We've got an Immortal on the way out. Looks like she's planning a big Robo Immortal timing, but that supply block really hurt Brainless. He's got to keep up that depot production. You know, if you're not used to doing a one-base build like this, the flow is very different. I'd like to see him wall off the back door, because she's probably going to try and just ferry her units across there, I would imagine. She's already got an Immortal, a Warp Prism, and up to 6 gateways on 2 mineral lines. She's going for a very vicious push. He's going for Stim, but I don't think he gets there in time. Brainless sees the map. He sees the gateways in the robo. He 100% should be trying to make Marines, bunkers, tanks, and libs, and just get another tank, get a bunker here, bunker here. He needs bunkers. If he doesn't get bunkers up, he's going to potentially get overwhelmed because she's going to be outproducing him massively. He does have a Widow Mine down there, which could get a good shot off. Building a Viking to help hold back the Warp Prism could be very effective as well. The Warp Prism is now there. She's ferrying her units across the gold minerals. She's getting ready to strike. Uh-oh. Bunker's building a bit late here. Brainless not able to use that map hack vision as much as he would have liked. The Widow Mine's going to take out a Stalker. Gets a good splash damage off. Knocks the Immortal Barrier down. The tank's starting to get some good shots off. Another Widow Mine does come in. It's going to get a decent bit of splash damage, but the tank's going to fall at 5 minutes and only one tank out. The classic, oh no, not getting the bunkers ready and not being able to protect the tank. Should have pulled the SCVs to defend that one. It's all about getting tank sieged. He needs to change that rally point, siege the tank, and pull the SCVs, and then he can maybe buy himself a bit of time. But as it is, it looks dangerous. And oh no, he didn't change the rally point. The tank gets two-shot. And Scarlett dominating right now on Redshift. A bit of a weird map here. The Zealot, Stalker, Prism coming on fourth. GG, says Brainless. Keep hiding. No hiding? I don't want to say anything because it'll give away that he's not hiding. Come on. Hide, 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 hide. Hide, hide, hide. Oh, yeah, he's going to try and sneak out. Okay, here we go. Gary and Bruce are trying to escape. The Depot boys. The Depot boys. Oh, run, 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 run. Oh, she spotted them. The Prism and the Stalker's chasing. Gary's already dead. Bruce is still running. Bruce, the hope of the world is on your shoulders. Obi Bruce Kenobi, you're our only hope. You're my only hope, Obi Bruce Kenobi. Run! You need to build a structure. Maybe float a building and hide it somewhere. Ah! Ah! But Scarlett does not give up that easily. She realizes she has to finish him off. And Obi Bruce Kenobi goes down. But wait! He was just a distraction. He's allowing the younglings to escape. The younglings have got out. In this version of the story, they've run out in every different direction. He's hiding command centers. He's going to try and hide buildings. Anything he can do to buy time. Command center, barracks, depots are all there. He's going to try and hide SCVs in the bottom side. She's trying to hunt with her own probes and stalkers. You know what, though? That command center hiding spot is actually brilliant. That is a brilliant hiding spot. It's worked really well. He's trying to hide buildings here behind the minerals. She'll find that. That might put her at ease. Will she see the last SCV? Oh, he's hiding up there. He's hiding there. She still doesn't know about the command center. I think she's hunted down all the rest of the younglings. That refinery will go down. He's just going to hide in this corner. And she's still got vision all around. She hasn't found it, though. And she hasn't found this command center. Oh, my God. Look at this. Oh, no. She sees it. The observer. Ah, the flying unit paths over it. A very well-hidden command center. He does come down and build a refinery here, though. Well played by Maxan, aka Brainless, doing a great job. Because she probably thinks this is the last building, so she F2s it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough money for a command center, but he's trying to get more buildings spread apart as much as possible. She kills the command center, which means he'll be revealed in, I think it's 30 seconds after that. Oh, there was an SCV there. There was an SCV. I don't think she noticed it. I don't think she noticed it. Oh, she didn't notice it. He's going to try and build something else there, depot. And there we go, guys. He's going to get revealed. I think it's 30 seconds from having no command centers. There we go. Bam! And she sees the refinery. She also sees this depot being built here as well through the fog. And not only that, you can attack even without having vision of it, as we found out during Harstem's recent game, which was absolute insanity for those who didn't see that. Go watch that crazy Harstem match if you haven't. Oh, the last building's going to go down. He extended his life for a long time. Dude, 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Well done, Brainless. A terrible start and makes a game out of it. Well played, Brainless. GG's.